Yes, we did a tour in Kiev again. That's the third one this year. And from what I heard, it went very well. So that's a wonderful thing. Of course, that is not for everyone. There is a little thing like a war going on there, and we understand that. But there are also millions of people that live there every day. And some of you had expressed the willingness to go and the desire to go and wanted that very much. So we offered those tours, and they've been very well attended by the women, and they're very grateful and happy that you guys decided to go. Our staff, give a big shout out to them. They did a great job in helping with all that. So that's a wonderful thing. And yeah, it's wonderful. So guys, we have a few more days obviously left in this month, just starting here in December, and then we're into 2025. Brand new year. I talked about this last time. Whereas if you were one of those guys that were talking about doing something at the beginning of the year and you were going to, I have a friend of mine that every time he's talking about doing something, well, the new year. Wait till the new year. It doesn't really matter what time of year it is. It's always, in the new year. And unfortunately, he never does anything. It's always the same thing all the time. Don't be that guy. If this year coming up, because there are no more tours this year, this is it. Your last chance was really this Ukrainian tour that we just did. So, your next best chance for the next tour is going to be, I believe, in Colombia. I think we have one coming up in Latin America, starting, what is that? That's February in Colombia. So then it must be Asia. Yeah, we have one in Cebu, I believe, in January 23rd. So that's going to be the next tour going out. And that's 2025. So if you're going to make that wonderful New Year's resolution, yes, it's that time of year where we start thinking about those things. You have time to get on that Cebu tour. That Cebu tour usually fills up. It's kind of like the gyms. Everyone's saying, okay, I'm going to make this happen this year. And then the gyms get, all the memberships, and then no one goes. It's a little bit different with the Cebu tour. It'll get, full because guys are making that decision finally to make something happen at the first of the year, which is wonderful. And they will go, which is great. And a lot of them will end up changing their lives forever because we do get a lot of engagements and marriages on that tour. As you can see, guys, when I get on here, I talk a lot about the tours. I talk a lot about introductions. Our site is very interesting in that it's kind of a unicorn. It can be whatever you want it to be. There are so many different ways that you can use this site. It's really, over 30 years, has gotten so big and so many different ways to use it depending on what you want, right? I mean, if you just want interaction, just, someone to talk to, things like that, you could do the correspondence, that's fine. But if you really want to meet someone, if you really want to move forward with a real relationship, one that could possibly lead to marriage, then you can use this site for that as well. Because this is not just an online site, but it's also offline. And there's a lot that you can do offline with this site, including the tours. Like I said, we just completed one like today for the Ukrainian tour that we just did in Kyiv. But before that, we were in the Philippines and we were in Colombia and all over for the last couple of months. We've had tours going everywhere. And we've had so many of you that took advantage of that, which is a wonderful thing. To me, if you really want to make something happen, then it's never going to happen by just being that keyboard Romeo, by writing letters, but by actually taking that bull by the horns, as they say, and saying, okay, this is the year I'm going to do something, right? Now, if you need a little bit more help with that, a little bit more of a pep talk to actually get yourself out there and put yourself in a position to be successful and have a lot of fun at the same time. You got to work really hard at having a bad time on one of these tours. But if you need a little bit more help, we do have a seminar that just got posted today that will be coming up in Las Vegas, January 25th. I will be there. Tanya will be there. And I'm sure there's going to be gentlemen that have used our tours before that will be there talking about the tour, talking about all the different things to expect and to experience. And it is really a very insightful and beneficial use of your time here, the 4 hours, if you find yourself anywhere near Vegas, or it's a great destination spot to come. You're freezing. I saw that football game yesterday in Buffalo. I saw that snow. That did not look fun. I mean, maybe it was fun to watch, but I can't imagine it was a lot of fun to be in the stands unless you had a lot of alcohol. Some of those guys were running around with their shirts off and stuff, Buffalo, kind of crazy, and kind of cool. But very, very cold and snowing. So why not take a little trip in the winter and go to Vegas, where it's going to be beautiful weather, lots of stuff going on, and you get to meet us, which is just worth the price of admission right there. But in addition to that wonderful perk, you also get to meet other men that have done this. You'll learn everything there is to know about the tours and how they work and what to expect and everything. And just by being there, you will be eligible for some tour or seminar only discounts. And those are real discounts. If you notice, guys, you didn't see us coming out with some big Black Friday sale, right? We don't do that. We've never done that for 30 years. That's not something we do. One of the main reasons is because I just don't believe in it. Because it would, here's an example. I bought something at Home Depot the other day, right? It was $99. One of those heaters, because I figured I was going to do something outside. I went to the store 2 days ago, and it was $89. Not a big deal. They discounted it $10 for Black Friday. But I'm like, oh, geez, that wasn't very nice. I paid an extra $10 for that, and I just wasn't happy about that. Okay? Same thing here. If we could do this big Black Friday and give a guy who happens to sign up on Black Friday a 10, 20, 30, whatever percent discount, but then what about the guys that signed up a week before or a month before or a week later or a month later? Is that really fair to them? It's kind of ridiculous. They didn't do anything except sign up. Guys, we don't price our products, our services, to where we need to discount them. There is no better travel value to go meet beautiful, wonderful single women than a foreign affair. And the prices are just as low as they can possibly be. And so it just makes no sense to discount them. There's a grocery chain that talks about that. Like, we don't have sales. Our prices are already as low as they need to be. Well, that's us. That's been us for 30 years. And anybody who's taken our tours can attest to that. Most guys tell us that we should raise the price, that we totally undersell and overprovide what we do. So yes, you didn't see any Black Friday specials, but now that I'm wrapping back to the seminar, there are seminar-only discounts that we do give to clients who come to that seminar, who participate in that seminar, who are telling us that, yes, this is something that I think I want to do. And the whole reason for that seminar is to provide you with as much information and as much motivation to help you make that step, to give you that little push to over the cliff a little bit, to get you to say, okay, this is something I think I want to do. And because you're there and because you're doing that, we do give those guys a little bit of a discount to an already amazing deal. So those seminars are well worth it to attend. There's fine food being served, and great conversation, great information, and you'll meet some great guys that are there. And a lot of the guys in the past that have gone to these seminars, because there's other men attending that live nearby normally, you tend to make friends with them because you're kind of like-minded, because it takes a special kind of guy to do what we do, right? You got to think outside the box a little bit. You're not going to be the kind of guy that never want to try something new, that just likes to do the same thing day in and day out, right? Those are the kind of guys that normally don't take our tour. It's the kind of guys that think outside the box. They usually like to have fun. They're adventurous. They're willing to take a little bit of a risk. Those are the kind of guys that like to go on these tours. And when you're surrounded by a group of those like-minded guys, a lot of fun things happen. It's just enjoyable to see. And a lot of those guys, because they're somewhat like-minded, will make friends during the tour. I know that's not why you're going. You didn't sign up to make a bunch of friends, but I'll tell you, it happens, and it happens a lot. So keep all this in mind. So if you're on the fence, get on the phone tomorrow with your travel agent. See, I'm showing my age because no one does that anymore. Okay, go to Orbitz or whatever online. Even Orbitz is probably dated now. And, make a reservation for the 25th of January and come to the seminar. The hotel's right in there. It's like a La Quinta or something. You could even stay there. It'll be great. You'll see me at breakfast. We can talk. All right? It'll be fun. All right, I'm going to get to some of your questions here. I have some exciting news, too, for tonight's show. we have, at the top of the hour, which is about 20 minutes away, a couple interviews from two women that attended our socials in Kyiv. I believe it's Alexandra and Alyssa. They are going to share with us their feelings. I have not seen these interviews yet, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the video that's going to be coming up in about 20 minutes. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll take some more questions after that, and then we'll be done. All right. Blue. John, if you had some kind of sale, like the Black Friday sale, I would be upset, LOL. And Blue, I got to tell you, I had guys, Dave, and other guys that were texting me over the long weekend saying, I'm really glad you didn't do some stupid Black Friday thing, John. And yeah, I didn't, and we won't, and we never have. And it's just not something that, well, I told you why. So no, we didn't, and yes, Blue, we won't. By the way, I want to give another shout out to Blue. I know we already talked about this, and we already gave him one applause, but he's so special, and the woman that he married in Mexico is so special that he deserves another applause. So, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. They are now married. It's a wonderful thing. And guess what? He didn't do that by writing letters. He didn't do that by being a keyboard Romeo. He did that by actually getting off his ass and going someplace and making it happen. And that's the only way it's going to happen, guys. There's a lot of sites out there that would prefer you never go anywhere. That you just stay in your nice, comfy little house and you just keep writing and you keep chatting if they have, we don't do chat, but if a lot of these other sites do, and you keep doing that stuff, and it's never go anywhere. And it's obvious reasons. We don't do that. I mean, we're the only site out there, think about it, that actually does seminars, not to talk about, oh, you can write, no, to talk about how you shouldn't write and how you should go over and meet these women in person and make something happen. We just did a tour to China. That just ended, and it was wonderful. Those women were so happy to be there in China. You're going to see a lot of new things coming out about China here for the next year. So any of you guys thinking about China, we have some new developments there. It's going to be really, really cool. There's some wonderful, wonderful women in China that really want to meet you. We're going to be talking a lot more about why that is, because it's not because there's just not enough men, but it's mainly because of the women. And, they're kind of called leftover women. You can Google that, and it's a real thing. And we're discovering that more and more. And we're actually working with that niche more and more. And it's an amazing niche. And you guys are really, really lucky that we're doing that. And we're going to be doing that more and more. So stay tuned for that. China is on the rise. It's going to be a wonderful thing. All right. Sean, what red flag should I watch for to ensure I'm not being misled or manipulated by a Ukrainian woman? Wow, come on. They're women, Sean. Misled or manipulated. Okay. I could spend a ton of time talking about this, but in any relationship, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's Colombian, whether it's Martian, whatever it is, it's got to feel reciprocal. It's got to feel organic. It's got to feel like you're both giving and receiving at the same time. There's a novel idea, right? We're giving and we're receiving at the same time. Because if you're the one doing all the giving, and she's doing all the taking and looking in the mirror, seeing how beautiful she is, okay, then you're probably being manipulated. There's probably an issue. There's probably a problem there. I think back to Tanya, and when we met, and it was always this reciprocal relationship. And it was so cool. I mean, she would send me these little care packages with Ken or with Ron, whoever it was that was coming back, because I lost a battle to go on that particular tour, because when we first started, we only had the money to send one of us to get over there. And, that was, 25 years ago, 26 years ago, when I met her. We started 30 years ago. Actually, 27 years ago this year, I think, is when I met her. But she would always send something back. And it was this beautiful reciprocal thing that was going on, that she was as into it as I was. And that is important. And if you're being asked to purchase a lot of things all the time for her, and do this for her, and do this for her. Then you got to ask yourself, what is she doing for me? You know, what's going on? And so that's what I would be looking at more than anything. And I see a lot of beautiful, wonderful reciprocal relationships that get started here, and I see some that I see red flags for. And when I do see that, when I'm on tour with the guys or if a guy's talking to me, I talk to them about it. I remember once coming back from the Ukraine, and I was sitting in the plane, and there was two guys sitting behind me, and they weren't from us, but they had gone over and they had met one of the guys had met this Ukrainian woman, and he was telling his buddy how great it was and how wonderful it was, and then we started talking, because I heard, and it's what I do, so we started talking a little bit, and he was showing me some pictures of it, right? Because he'd been there for like a week, and I'm seeing all these pictures. Now, one of those pictures was a picture of him and her. It was all her. And I'm like, didn't you guys take any pictures together? And he was like, no. I mean, when I'm with my wife, and I gotta say, I kind of hate it, but when I'm with my wife, I don't care where we are. She's always asked somebody walking by, can you take a picture of us? Or we're at the restaurant, can you take a picture of us together? She doesn't really want a picture of herself alone. She always wants a picture with me in it, which I don't understand why, because I ruined the picture. I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but she always wants a picture of me in it. I remember once we were in Chicago and she went up to this guy and she asked him, could you please take a picture? I was like, no, I don't do that. And she's like, oh, okay. He had these like dark glasses on. Maybe he was CIA. I don't know. But it was a really strange response. But anyways, and then I started asking him some other questions like, well, did you meet her friends? And he's like, no. Oh, okay. Did you meet her family? No. Oh, okay. Did she give you something to bring back with you? No. You know, I just kept going down the list, and I'm like, you know, I hate to tell you this, but I don't think you have as good a relationship as you think you do, right? And if you really take their rose-colored glasses off and you start looking at it from the realistic point of view, the more objective point of view, and get out of the ether, you start to see that maybe I am being a little manipulated, right? Now, that's not to say that men can't manipulate women either, okay? This is not a one-sided deal here. And I can give you example after example after example of men that attempt to take advantage of women. It's usually not for financial things, it's usually for other things, but it happens too, right? So we're not angels on our side either. Let's get that straight too. And this goes with dating everywhere, guys. This isn't just on AFA or some other website. This is on everywhere. And you have to look out for this. I don't care where you go, right? And if you listen to these things, it can really help you, I think. At least that's just my 2 cents. What do I know? Okay. Future patrician. I'm very serious. Women here in the USA aren't serious about traditional relationship in my experience of dating. Well, yeah, but you know, USA is a big place, you know, and I hate to generalize about anywhere. We talk about things in general, but there probably are some women here who are serious, and every culture is different. But yeah, okay, I get it. Let's see. Rolf says, I took a look at your site and there are many single mom profiles. I'm not interested in a single mom. How about a tour with only women with no kids? Yeah, Rolf, we could probably do something like that, but what you can also do is you can go on the tour. And what the beautiful thing about this tour is that you can give us a list of the women you think you might want to meet, right? So if there's, you know, women that don't have kids and you'd like to meet them, then we'll do our best to invite them to the social, and then you can meet them at the social, and you're polite to the women with kids, but you're only really interested in the ones without kids. So you probably don't need a whole tour just to dedicate it to, you know, women with kids. Or without kids, but you can probably do that on any given tour if you dial in what it is you're looking for. And that's a good example because you're talking about the children thing, but maybe it's smoking, maybe it's religion, maybe it's whatever it is. You know, when you go to one of these socials, there's going to be lots and lots of women there, but you're probably only going to be interested in a handful of them. And only a handful of them are probably going to be interested in you. And we hope it's the same handful on each side that's interested, so you have that mutual interest, because that mutual interest is what you're really going after, and that's what's so elusive. That's what's so difficult to find. But when you find it, you need to pull the trigger and take advantage of it too, because a lot of guys will find it, and then they'll think they'll find something better, and they let it go, and then they search for that same thing that they had found for 20 years later. So yeah, I think that you could do just fine at any of our socials looking for women with no kids, and that is your, what you're really looking for. All right, let's see here. And remember, guys, top of the hour, we're going to be talking to Alexandra and Elisa about their experiences at our social, why they joined the site. They're from the Ukraine. There may be some questions about the ongoing war there, all this good stuff. So that should be coming up in just a few minutes here. Okay, I'm waiting on my passport. I plan on a tour next year. How are men in their late 20s and early 30s received by these international women? Very well, I will tell you. Matter of fact, you got to be a little careful because you might get more attention than you're bargaining for. And so, there was a 34 or 35-year-old guy, and I tell this story a lot, but, he was at that social in Odessa. It was just so funny because I walked into the restroom and did my thing, and he was just standing there, and I was getting ready to leave, and he's still just standing there. I'm like, dude, what you doing? And he's like, John, I can't go out there. I'm like, what do you mean you can't go out there? He goes, I feel like a piece of meat. Because he was getting a lot of attention. And when you do these socials are a little bit different than what your average night out is. This is not an average night out. This is a kind of a contrived, different environment that we create in order to speed everything up, right? And so we've been doing this for 30 years, okay? 30 years. And so we've kind of got an idea on how this works. And we do everything within our power to create an environment that is going to be conducive to the men and the women meeting in the best possible way they can. And when you're at one of these socials, and every social is different, right? Some are going to be great for some maybe not so great, just really depends on the social. But every social is different. But when you're at one of these socials, it is different. And women are going to act a little bit differently than they normally would. Meaning that they may come up to you and they may even grab you to get your attention because there's way more women than there are men. And they realize that they might have to be a little more aggressive than they normally are in real life in order to get your attention. You're not used to that. You're used to being the hunter, not the hunted. Well, the tables are turned when you go on one of these. And all of a sudden you become the hunted. And for some men, that's a little uncomfortable. Some men love it. Hey, here I am. Come get me, right? Others are hiding in the bathroom or throwing up in the bathroom, which has happened too, because you're just not used to it. God, we did these tours way back when in Odessa, where we actually bussed women in from Kyiv, Ukraine, to come to the social. Kyiv is about hour and a half, maybe 2 hours away on a bus from Odessa, and we would actually bus like 100 women to come to Odessa. To go to that social. And the guys were downstairs, getting ready for the social. The social was just getting ready to begin. And we were on this marble flooring downstairs, beautiful setting. And all of a sudden you start to hear this clinking, like this roaring. And what it was the heels, the high heels of all these women, like 100 women who just got off the bus, these beautiful women that were coming towards the doors of the social on this marble floor. And the guys looked up, and you could see the terror in their faces. I mean, they're looking at these 100 beautiful women marching towards them. And they're like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? It was such a cool moment. We got pictures of that somewhere. I doubt these guys can pull it up this quick because that goes way back. But that was amazing. Yeah. So be careful what you wish for, guys. You might get it. All right. Let's see. Chris C. says, I sat here for years debating on doing a tour. I wasted my time doing that. Put a deposit down and commit to going. Cool. Congratulations. I'm assuming you did that, Chris. I hope so. Because I'm going to give you the hand here, I think. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. There you go. Congratulations. That's a great way to end the year and to begin the new year. Now you can think about where you want to go next year. You can start thinking about that tour. The clothes you want to buy, the things you want to do, and get ready for it. It's exciting. You should be excited. It's an amazing thing that you just did. Love it. My family thinks I'm crazy wanting to do this. That's how I know this is the right path. Ha! I love it. You know, when I do the seminar, and all of you should come to the seminar in Vegas on the 25th of January. But when I do it, I talk about some of that. I talk about how some guys had to wait for their parents to die before they can go do this because they were so dead set against it for whatever stinking reason, right? Oh, it's too dangerous. It's too this. It's too that. Okay, guys, life is not a video game. Okay, you get one of them. You don't get extra lives. This is it. And if you're going to listen to other people dictate and let them dictate what you do or don't do, especially when it comes to something as personal as dating and trying to meet someone you want to spend the rest of your life with, then I feel sorry for you. That's a terrible thing to do. I love what he just said here about my family thinks I'm crazy. That's how I know it's the right path. That I'm going to put that in quotes somewhere. I'm going to use. I'm going to have to pay you probably, but I love that quote. That is hilarious. Good job. Let's see here. Dave's RV channel. Why does this one company have so many names? AFA, Love Me, Poltava Women, etc. Dave, have you ever heard of a little thing called Google? In order to survive, you need to be able to come up in different searches, which is why we do have different names out there. We're not hiding that. When you go to one of the sites, you'll see that it's by us, it's powered by us. Our name, the same address, everything's on there, so it's not like we're having these different like secret sites someplace. It's all for marketing and SEO so that we actually come up. When you put in a search maybe for Poltava women, well, guess what? That might come up. So it's basically just for that. It's you know, it's a pretty basic thing. A lot of successful companies will do that. When you go to the grocery store, by the way, and you buy peanut butter, you'll see several different brands of peanut butter. Did you know that many of those brands are made by the same company, just under different brands, so that they can have more shelf space, so that they can reach more people? Yeah, just how those things work. All right. Let's see here. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get to you here. We're actually, we're going to take one or two more, and then we're going to go into our interviews with these wonderful women here. Let's see here. I'm waiting on my passport. We talked about that already. John, because of your service, my outlook has changed about women. Found my lady in Costa Rica because of you. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. That's a wonderful thing. That's what we try to do. We've changed a lot of guys' outlook about women, to tell you the truth, over the last 30 years. And I was lucky enough to find my wife on this site as well. Chris says, John, digest that turkey. I'm trying. It's, it's a slow thing. I really probably should have some Mountain Dew with the turkey out. It makes you sleepy, all that stuff, but yeah. How do I find out? Cable wants to know, how do I find out more about the program and what it costs? Well, Cable, there's a ton of information on the website itself, right? So you can go in there and look at the tours, and it can tell you exactly what the costs are and what you get and all that. But you can also call into us anytime and ask to speak with a tour coordinator, and they will talk with you. They will tell you exactly what the deal is, what the costs are. And they'll also, if you tell them a little bit about yourself, they can help direct you to a better possibility for you, let's say. I was talking to a gentleman today, actually, and after talking to him and listening to his expectations and getting a little bit more information about his specific situation, I recommended 2 or 3 different places in the world to go, because we go to so many different places, but sometimes, depending on your circumstance, there may be a better place to go than somewhere else because of the culture, because of the way the women are, right? Not every culture we go to is the same, and there are differences. So it probably does behoove you to give us a call and talk to us a little bit and tell us, hey, I'm this age, I'm looking for this age difference, I've got this situation with children, I got this, I got that. Maybe I have some kind of a physical challenge. There's all kinds of different things that you can tell us that our experienced people can say, well, given all that, this might be a good location for you because of X, Y, Z, right? Okay. All right. So Cable wants to know, what's the culture of Ukrainian women? Are they traditional? It's a huge culture there, right? So that'd be a whole show. So we can't get into all that right now. And when you say traditional, okay, that's kind of a buzzword, but what does that really mean? I can tell you that women in Eastern Europe, for the most part, want the man to be the man, and they want the woman to be the woman. They in the United States and in other Western cultures, that definition of men and women has become more and more blurred, right? And a lot of men really don't know what women want anymore, in the U.S. at least, right? Do they want us to cry? Do they want us to be strong? Do they want us to open the door? Do they not? Do they want us to pay the bill? Do they not? Do they, can I compliment her on her lipstick? My brother had done that once for someone, and he lost his job over it. Just a simple little remark like that. I mean, it's kind of crazy here in the U.S. Whereas in Eastern Europe, if he would have done that, she would have said, "Oh, thank you very much." It's just a different culture. The women take pride in being feminine in Eastern Europe. They love their femininity. They revel in it. They want you to see that, and they work very hard at that. And they want you to give them flowers and to compliment them and to open the door for them and to be the man. That doesn't mean they're subservient. That doesn't mean that you're going to sit there and tell them what to do, because they're also very strong. And they really keep that whole thing together. But they're also very feminine at the same time, which is the beauty of a Ukrainian woman or a Russian woman. So keep that in mind, guys. All right. Okay, guys, I think it's time we go to the interviews. We have two wonderful interviews. I think it's one from Alexandra and one from Melissa. So I don't know who's first, but let's just watch both of them. And this will be, I think, about 15 minutes or so. And then I'll finish up on your guys' questions, and we will call the night. But I really appreciate you guys being here. And let's see what the women have to say.
Hello, guys. So today's two socials behind. We are in Kyiv. And today is wonderful Alexandra here with me.
Hi, nice to meet you, Anna.
Nice to meet you too, Alexandra. And I was so happy that you came yesterday, and it was so many ladies yesterday.
Yes, that's true. It was so many ladies. But for me, I was there to get acquainted with a great gentleman, to find my true love. And for me, of course, I would be much more happy if next time there would be more great gentlemen.
Did you meet anyone yesterday?
Yes. I have talked to several gentlemen. They were very nice. With one of them, we exchanged phone numbers, and I hope maybe our relationship will grow further. But of course, if there will be next social, I will be very happy if more gentlemen will arrive.
That's great. And tell me from the beginning, why you decided to join international dating website?
I have decided to join international dating website in order to find my true love. Some time ago, I understood that for me, my place, my love, I think it would be more abroad than here in my home country. Because before I have had relationships with Ukrainian men, they were not happy at all. And for me, I have decided that I need only foreign men because they are more gentlemen, they are caring, they value us, they value our.
Did you have previous relationship with foreign guys?
Yes.
Dating, and you understood that this man gonna.
We had relationships for 1 year. We were living together. But then we understood that we have another path in our lives. But still, I understand that for me, a foreign gentleman is much better than a local Ukrainian one.
Okay, that's interesting actually. And how long you were on our website already?
Like maybe 3 years, something like
3
this.
years?
Yeah, something like this.
3 years, guys. Did you hear that, Alexandra? 3 years on our dating website. And you are still writing letters and didn't come to Ukraine to meet her.
Yes, guys, come to Ukraine. I'm really waiting for you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you, dear gentlemen.
Tell me, okay, you here in Ukraine, but we know some guys, they have restrictions of coming to the zone with the war,
Really?
the active zone, yes. And some of them, they have kids and responsibilities, so they can. They promise to their family not to go to the war zone as well.
Yes.
So if the man will invite you to other country, let's say you have correspondence, you met him on a video, you spoke with him, and you want to meet him. If he will invite you to meet him in Europe, let's say Poland.
Yes, it's a great pleasure.
It's not a problem for you to travel.
It's absolutely not a problem. I'm a driver, I'm a very good driver, and I can come with my car anywhere in Europe and meet him.
She's gonna even drive and pick you up from the airport.
Oh yes, sure. It's a great pleasure.
Tell me, if I might ask you, and the guys, of course, they will see your ID later.
Yes.
But how old are you?
I'm 28.
28. Do you
Yes.
have any kids?
No.
Do you want to have any kids?
Like, if in future I will find my true love and we both decide that we want kids, then of course I will have kids. The most important is that both people want to have kids and both people want the same.
What do you see in a man? Like, what kind of man are you looking for?
Caring, honest, real good gentleman, caring, generous, ambitious, and with a good sense of humor.
Okay. Age range.
Age range for me, it's not important at
So
all.
he has to have good sense of humor, caring, and I don't know. You prefer the more city man or more suburban?
It's for me. It's not important. For me, the most important is attitude towards me and how good he cares about me and his like personality. And for me, age or the place where he lives doesn't matter at all.
But you live in Kyiv?
Yes.
You were born in Kyiv?
No. I was born in near Chernihiv. Chernihiv is a
So you
city.
were born in a small city, a small
Yes.
town. You know what is small life is.
Yes. And now I visit my grandmother very often, and she has chickens. She has like other animals, other pets, and I'm really very happy to spend time with them as well.
That's very nice.
Yes.
How do you see your future life?
And my future life, for me, the most important is to be happy and to be a harmonious personality. So, like for me, being harmonious means that all spheres of my life will be equally successful. So there will be no, like, for example, some women, they choose only career and they like don't think about family. Some women, they think only about family and they forget like totally about social life, about career. They constantly sit at home and so on. But for me, the most important that all spheres of my life will be successful. Like, of course, family, love, health, like, and everything else. So, like, I will be totally harmonious and happy.
Thank you. That was a really great answer, actually. Tell me more about yesterday's social.
Yes.
Like right now, we have guys who on a tour. They came here to meet other, like, few ladies probably that they met on a social and will understand it. But as I always say, that the girls can date another few guys as well during this tour, during the social, right? Tell me about social. How was that for you? How was that experience? Did you feel any competition with the girls?
Competition. Yes, competition was very strong. Like some girls, they really they come like really when, for example, one girl is talking to another man, then another girl comes and starts talking to him like competition. Yes.
Grabbing him?
Yes, something like this. But the problem is that like only like 7 or 8 men and like 200 women or something like this. Of course,
that was a lot.
Yes, of course. Like, you know, I think men feeling themselves very, very happy, but like women.
Yeah, we try to fill it with champagne.
Champagne. Yes. I love champagne. I love grapes. I love all this fruit. I love all snacks. I like the organization and this place where. They went to a place like this Haven was also very nice, very good atmosphere there, like very comfortable seats and so on and so forth, good location, like just in the city center. But yes, of course, I would be more happy if there would be more gentlemen. Yes, sure.
Yeah, we will try to do it next time. We'll know that the next tour already sold. So
really?
We'll have a lot of guys on that tour.
And when
It's gonna be in November.
November
23rd and 24th. So the 2 days.
Oh,
So
good.
we will have chance to attend.
Looking forward to this.
Tell me another question about yourself. What kind of sport you do, or how you like the free time? Do you like healthy way of life, sport, or
Yes. I love doing yoga and stretching. It's very good activity and sport to keep my body in a good shape, and also it helps me to be healthy. Also, sometimes with friends, I like playing volleyball, I like playing big tennis, sometimes I like driving jet ski, like when I'm at the seaside, something like this. Sometimes I like walking, like some distances when I'm, for example, in a new city. And also I love traveling, I really adore traveling, and I love driving.
So traveling and driving,
Yes.
driving through another countries.
Driving everywhere.
That's
Yes,
nice.
yes.
That's nice. And what would you tell to the man? Like, let's say on another side of the camera,
Yes.
there is a man that
Yes.
sitting and looking at you and is like, okay, that's perfect one, but he's still sitting and looking there.
Dear gentlemen, please don't be sitting and looking constantly. Just we need to do something to be more active and to come here. I will be very happy to see you and to meet you.
Thank you very much, Alexandra.
Thank you. Thank
You are
you.
wonderful, and I hope you're going to find your man. And I hope, guys, if you like Alexandra, you always can send her a letter. You can start communication with her. You can do the video call. You can invite her. Again, if you cannot travel to Ukraine, and we'll understand that maybe there are some restrictions, you cannot fly to come to Ukraine. But if you will have communication, if you will have correspondence, if you will have video calls with the ladies, you always can invite her to another country to meet you. And please do that. Don't sit and write. Don't be the keyboard Romeo, as we call you.
Keyboard Romeo is something new. I have never heard before this expression. Very interesting.
So I hope, Alexandra, really, that
Yes.
you will find a great man, and
Yes.
we'll do our best
Thank
actually
you
to
so
find.
much. Thank you so
So
much.
guys, I will watch you.
Okay, I was very happy to talk to you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, and I hope that I will see you soon, dear gentlemen.
Hello, Lisa. I'm happy to see you today,
Hello, it's the same. I'm happy to see you.
and I was really happy to see you yesterday on our social.
Or it was amazing.
How you enjoyed it?
Yes, really, it was amazing day. I think it's the best day of this month.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that we made your day, made your months actually.
Thank you.
How was the venue for you? How was the atmosphere?
It was wonderful. It will be. It was very much cozy.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Did you had a chance to talk with any guy? I know that it wasn't a lot of guys there,
Yes. Yes.
but you spoke with, you had a chance to talk to any men?
To any man, yes, really. It was a lot of women, and I talked with any man, and I like to talk with all of them.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice, yeah, because I went downstairs when the social was full, and there's like lots of ladies, and I lost my clients in the middle of the girls, and I saw the interpreters, ladies, and everyone, and my clients were like, oh my gosh, so many girls. They were coming in 2 hours, I was like, Anna, it's too much. It's too much. It's too many ladies. I don't know.
I think it's no other place in Kyiv which was so many ladies at this time.
Why you decided to join our website from the beginning?
I'm looking for a man, for a great man, for me, for our future family.
And if most of our guys on the website, they're from abroad. So are you ready to move abroad?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You're from Kyiv originally?
I was born in Kyiv.
Mm-hmm.
I live here all my life.
All your life.
Yes.
And if the guy will be not from the big city, let's say he's going to be from the suburban or from some smaller city, like even Phoenix, we don't have lots of things to do, like we don't have lots of nightclubs or something. You're going to be fine with that life, or are you looking more for the city man, like LA, New York?
I think for a city man.
City man.
Yes, I like big cities like Kyiv.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine life in a small city, in maybe village.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's hard to imagine.
Yes, it's very.
But it's good because we have guys from the big cities as well, but we want, when you understand right away what you want, it's much easier to find someone. Then, okay, let's try village. And then you go there and you can't find yourself in the village, and then there's a problem. But if you know it from the beginning, it's totally good. How old are you?
I'm 25.
You're 25. Do you have kids?
Yes, one kid.
One kid?
Yeah, my daughter, she is 6 years
She's
old.
6 years old.
Yes.
Oh, so sweet. And her school, something like, do you see her future in another country?
Yes, it will be great because now maybe all Ukrainian women wants to their kids school, university in other countries because of Ukraine now not
About
the best
situation and
times.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, true. And you do your work?
Yes, I'm a dentist.
Okay.
And I finished my university this year, so now I'm working as a dentist.
And the dentist?
Dentist, yes.
Oh my, dentist.
Yes.
But you understand that when you will move to other country, you probably will not be able to work as a dentist right away.
Yes, right now,
Yeah.
no, but I will
You can study.
I have the time, yes, of course.
Okay. And what do you do in your free time?
I'm doing horse riding, show jumping. I'm doing that professional.
Horse riding, show jumping. So you're
jumping.
jumping on a horse.
Yes, and I want so much to do that in other countries because in Ukraine, show jumping and horse riding on the high level, but in other countries it will be
Yeah, the level is totally different.
the best, yes, maybe Europe, America.
It's very impressive.
Yes.
Very impressive. And what you can tell to the man that probably looking on you right now and thinking, okay, amazing girl, maybe I should write to her or something.
Just be a great man. Just be careful about your own, and I will choose you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming and thank you for attending social yesterday.
Thank you very much.
We hope we're gonna bring more guys on next tour, and really wish you to find the one. And for you guys, I will tell, don't hesitate, don't think too much, because these ladies like that will not be on our website for a long time. I tell you. Thank you again,
Thank you.
and have a great day to you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching us, and if you have any questions for the ladies, you can write them directly. You can send a letter, you can ask to do a video call, you can exchange contact information for all services that we provide. I would recommend you to call us or to check our website. Thank you and have a great day.
This is impressive for a lot of reasons. First of all, big hand to I get batteries on this thing. A big hand goes to Anna for doing those interviews. I think she did a great job. She did that on the last trip that she was there, which was the tour before the one that just ended here recently. And, you know, she did such a great job of interviewing those women, and those women were amazing, right? Both of them. And what's really cool about this, guys, is that when you look at the website, you know, you see a one-dimensional photo, you see some words about who she is, what she wants, you know, that kind of stuff, right? When you look at a video like this of women that just went to one of our socials and are talking about that experience, it really brings them to life. It really makes you think that, hey, yeah, this isn't just on a computer screen. I mean, this is real. These are real women, guys. This is real life and real possibilities. I loved it when she laughed about that term, keyboard Romeo. Oh, I've never heard that before, keyboard Romeo. Yeah, she thought it was funny. Because why would you sit there and write forever when you could actually meet? She said she was willing to go and travel to Europe to meet. You know, it's up to you guys to make it happen. I know it's a little daunting. I can sit here on my butt and talk about, oh, guys, you got to go do this. It's not that easy. It is. It takes a little bit of dedication, perseverance, blind faith a little bit, right? To go and do it, to go put yourself wherever it is, whether it's, you know, the Ukraine, which is a little bit more since what's going on there with the situation, with the war, but even to go to a place like Colombia or to Philippines or Thailand. I mean, these are foreign countries. A lot of you guys have never even traveled outside of the country before. You know how many guys have gotten their passport because of this? Never had their passport before. Maybe they're in their 50s, 60s, even 70s. All of a sudden they get a passport only because of this opportunity to go. It's amazing what women can motivate us men to do. But my point here is that you see that this is real. You see that it's there, and you have to be able to, at some point, either take advantage of it or decide it's not for you. It's one or the other. And again, I know it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, right? You know, it takes a little bit of planning. You have to get on a plane. You have to do it. But if you can picture yourself there, if you can see yourself sitting there at that table that I'm looking at right, well, yeah, you're looking at it, this table, in this venue with these women, if you can see yourself there, then you can start visualizing it, and then you can make it a reality, right? It's just like all those people that help you with this self-help and all that. They always tell you to visualize it, and then think about it, and then make it, you know, come true, make it a reality. You can do it with this too, but we'll give you a lot of help. We'll talk you through it. We'll give you as much support as you need. And when you get there, oh my gosh, that staff will treat you like family. They will help you. They will help you with anything logistic, you know, where to get them, to exchange the money and buy the stuff, the water, this. I mean, all that stuff is so easy. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. All you have to concern yourself with is who it is you want to meet, and maybe what woman to buy what flowers for, or what to bring to meet the parents, things like that. And our staff is there to help you with all that. So keep that in mind, guys. This is an amazing opportunity. There's nothing out there like this. There is no other company that comes close to doing what we do in the way that we do it, especially for the price that we do it at. It just doesn't exist, and which is kind of amazing because we've been doing this for 30 years, and there's no one out there that comes close to what we do, which I like. It's great, but that's just the way it is. All right. Ashan writes, literally the best 2 vacations of my life was on a tour with AFA. Thank you, Ashan, and I know Ashan, and that's a wonderful comment. And you know, and he's gone and done things, and yet literally the best 2 vacations of my life was on a tour with AFA. And you know, and Ashan brings up a great point there too, because if you go on one of these and you don't meet the woman of your dreams, you don't make that mutual special connection that can possibly go towards marriage, you can still have one of the best vacations you've ever had. And so you really have nothing to lose, because you're going someplace and you're experiencing the culture, the food, the people, the atmosphere, and you're making friends with the other guys, you're making friends with the women, you're making friends with the staff, you're just interacting with all these people, you're living, you're doing something, and it's wonderful. And all for the price of a regular vacation. You know, if some other company was doing this, they'd be pricing these things at $15,000, $20,000, right? And getting all the guys in the suits that work on Wall Street and all that to go. We don't do that. We're every man's tour. We are here for everybody, whether you're someone who is more blue collar and works, which those guys are wonderful, or you're a banker or something like that. Those guys are wonderful too. And we mix you all up together, we throw you out there, and it's cool to watch because all kinds of fun stuff happens from that. And I've said this over and over again. A lot of you guys know me. A lot of you guys have seen me here for years and years and years. Okay, let's see. Shauna says, good luck to all of the guys that committed to a tour. I had a great time on both of my tours. You won't regret. Listen to John. Well, thank you. Don't be a keyboard Romeo, and don't limit your options. Yeah, I totally agree. Blue says, I had found the woman in the States just undateable. Yeah, I mean, that's... Look, there are women here, Blue, who are dateable. Okay, there are, but you know, when you generalize and you look at the different cultures, maybe you are a better fit for a different culture, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I will tell you, some of the men will go on one of our tours, and it does an amazing thing for your confidence level. It just builds your confidence level to a point where when you come back, all of a sudden the American women here are much more interested in you. Now, you may not be as interested in them anymore, which is, by the way, why they're more interested in you. It's a very weird psychological thing. But they are more interested in you because of your confidence and the fact that, you know, you don't care so much about them anymore because you know what's out there. You've been out there. You've seen it, and you know what's there. And so you're not as freaked out and worried about every woman you meet here, which makes you more interesting to them. And so some of the guys that have gone with us on the tours have come back and actually married American women here because they've been able to deal with it much better than they were before. They were more equipped from a confidence point of view in others. So yeah, it's really interesting. Okay. Let's see here. We're almost out of time, but I want to get to everyone. Chris says these ladies know how to be a woman. Huh? They do. The best thing women abroad do is work out and have femininity. Yeah, huh? The femininity is off the charts. You know, I remember back in the day when I was going over the guys and we were all flying over together. This was going back like 15 years. And we, all leave from New York at that airport and we'd all fly into Kyiv or fly into Odessa. And we'd get off that plane, all of us together, and we'd walk out into the street. And the guys would start looking around and they would have to roll their tongues back into their mouths. I mean, their jaws were on the ground, their tongues were on the ground. They were like, they just hadn't ever seen the fashion show that they were seeing just walking down the street, the way the women carry themselves, the way they dress. All of that is just so different than what they were used to here. And then we would take that same group of guys at the end of the tour and we would go back to JFK where we started from and we'd get off that plane. And I swear, there were teardrops, literally teardrops in some of those guys' eyes when they looked around and they're like, what happened to where we were? What happened to all that? Yeah, it's back there. And some of those guys were booking trips back within like the next week. They were going through withdrawal. Yeah. It's, I can sit here and pontificate about this all freaking night. But until you go and experience it for yourself, it doesn't matter. Because you're going to listen to me and say, oh, yeah, that guy's just trying to sell me something. That guy's just been doing it forever. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Right? And it's just going to go in one ear and out the other to most of you guys. I get that. And that's just the way it is. But if you can ever convince yourself to go, then I'm telling you, you're going to do yourself a wonderful favor. And yourself from the future or the past will come back and congratulate you for doing it. Like, you've made a great move for us. I'm talking about time travel now, and I got to get out of that. See, I should have had a Mountain Dew or something, because now I'm going into very strange stuff. Oh, let's see. Ernie says, good evening, John. Great to see you hosting again. Well, thank you. At least someone's happy to see me back. I appreciate that. Closing on my house in Florida on December 19th. Congratulations. What a Christmas present. Closing on the house. That's wonderful. Congratulations, Ernie. So excited. Yeah, my current girlfriend is Irina. I hope you are all doing well. I'm looking forward to something. And then my screen just changed. I'm looking forward to talking with you and going to Odessa. Have a great night, Ernie. Well, Odessa's wonderful, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about Odessa. One of my favorite places, by the way. I love Odessa. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. James says, I'm still talking to the wonderful woman I had a video call with, planning to go see her this summer after graduation. Got my passport and planning everything right now. Very cool, James. And I really recommend to all you guys to try and do a video call with a woman. If you're writing some and you've got, 7, 8, 10 letters, whatever, you got some letters going back and forth, then do a video call just to see. You can't always tell. It's not like being in person. So you're not going to know for sure if you have that great mutual connection or not, but you're going to have a better idea than just writing letters, right? Going back and forth. And when you do the letters, as you know, they go through an interpreter/matchmaker, and so there's a third person always involved in there too. So it's like you, the woman, and a matchmaker all involved in these letters. And so it's much better when, at least, even when you're on the video call, there's going to be a matchmaker on there as well, /interpreter, especially if she doesn't speak English. And so you're still going to have that third party that's helping you. And that still can, make the relationship a little bit different, where you really aren't totally sure what's there. And when you go to see her, if she doesn't speak so much great English, then you're still going to have a third party. So you got to be a little bit careful about that, because, again, when there's 3 people, that third person can throw her 2 cents in there a little bit and can change the dynamic a little bit. That's why when you're in person, and if you do need an interpreter, I would highly suggest using multiple interpreters, not the same one all the time, especially like not her friend all the time, because you want someone who's going to be more objective and just doing the interpreting, and that way you really get to see what she's about instead of having like this third party involved in your relationship. Then what do you have? You have a threesome. No, that's not what we do. So yeah, okay. Let's see here. It's getting late. I gotta go when I go into those kind of jokes. And then they should probably have like this switch. The curtain comes down and it just closes and shuts me off. we should do this, some kind of a buzz button or something. They do that on radio, you know, where they save the host when he starts saying things he shouldn't be saying. But no, not here. I'm out here, flying alone. It's okay. I'm all right. Dave says, if you have a tour in June for Nikolaev and Odessa, I will gladly do it. Dave, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be doing Nikolaev anytime soon because, unfortunately, that city really took the brunt of a lot of what's been going on there. Our office doesn't even exist there anymore. But there are women from Nikolaev that might come to Odessa. We can do the tour in Odessa, I hope. So that's what we're looking at. Van says, AFA is like the Tesla of EV. AFA seems better and far better than any sites. Well, thank you so much for that. And I think we are too. I could be a little subjective there, but yeah. Sean, yeah, he said I got that already. I think we've got everybody pretty much here. So, guys, I really want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. You know, I know you have probably better things to do on a Monday night, although I can't think what it could be, but I'm sure there are some better things than listening to me pontificate about beautiful women all around the world. You know, we talked a lot tonight about the Ukraine, which is great, you know, and on Wednesdays we talk a lot about Colombia, and we talk a lot about the Philippines, but we don't really talk that much about China or Costa Rica or Peru. Peru's been getting a little bit more love lately, which is good, and you know, Peru's wonderful, and Thailand and the Philippines, all that. I mean, Philippines does get love there on Wednesdays, but Thailand is a wonderful destination as well. Tanya and I love it there. Great destination. So you know, think about Thailand as well. That's a great destination, and we can do wonderful things there for you as well. All right, guys, stay safe. Be thinking about the coming year. Okay, maybe 2025. You know, we're the middle of the century, middle here of the decade. 2025, think about it. Maybe that's the year, right? That's something that can happen. And if you're on the fence and you're thinking and you don't know, then go to Vegas, January 25th. Be there. I'll be there. Tanya will be there. And we'll be taking all of your questions. We'll be talking. We'll be having great food. We'll be just having a blast in Vegas. Huh? I mean, what could go wrong, right? All right, guys. It's been fun. I really enjoy doing this. It's wonderful when they let me on here. I don't even know if they knew I was coming. I just kind of snuck in. But I don't know if they'll let me on next week. Who knows? But we'll see. I doubt it. But if I'm not here, then whoever's here will do a great job, I'm sure. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye.